A revolution is coming to the Devil's house. Boban's farewell is now certain, with Maldini and Massara following him. At first the words of Maldini on Rangnick, then the interview of Boban. Gazidis don't care too much about the words of the Rossoneri managers about Rangnick. He is more than ever convinced to follow his ideas. Ideas that have a name and a surname. Ralf Rangnick. The German is chosen by Gazidis to develop better the Milan rebirth project, and it is now most likely that from June he will sit on the Rossoneri bench with a double role, like coach and part of management. Many fans of Milan don't know nothing about this man. Let's reveal the Ralf Rangnick's career. The Professor. If in Italy it is a name that says nothing to many, in Germany Ralf Rangnick is known by everyone as the Professor. In 1998 Rangnick was guest on a TV program, recounted and explained the evolution of one of the footballing concepts that most fascinated him. From pressing he moved on to the still very current gegenpressing. The German coach, who never hid his admiration for Saki and Zeman, was enlightened almost by accident in a friendly match against Dynamo Kiev. While he was on the field, Rangnick had the impression that the Ukraine team were constantly in numerical superiority. Obviously this was wrong, they run more and in a more organized way. The Professor was almost electrocuted, he fell in love with that way of playing and built his career on the bench. His intuition was obviously not wrong, Jurgen Klopp thanks him. Starting in the 2006-2007 season, he sits on the Hoffenheim bench, and from the third series he arrives in the Bundesliga in just 2 years. If the Hoffenheim managed to arrive and remain permanently in the German top league, starting practically from scratch, they owe it above all to him. In March 2011 he was hired by Schalke 04, with whom he won the German Cup. He also eliminated Inter of Leonardo from the Champions League, thanks to that famous win 5-2 at San Siro. The working relationship with Schalke 04 ended in September of the same year due to the excessive stress accumulated. Rangnick is a perfectionist who dedicates body and soul to the cause, and evidently the burnout suffered by the technician was caused by too much work. In 2012 he joined the Red Bull project as sports director of Leipzig and Salzburg. In the 2015-2016 season he became coach of Red Bull Leipzig, also maintaining the role of sporting director in the German team, but leaving him in the Austrian team. He finishes second in the Austrian league, and at the end of the season he leaves the bench, keeping the position of sporting director. In 2018 he returns to coach Leipzig. Rangnick ends the season in third position, which means Champions League, and changes his role again. He becomes head of sport and development soccer of Red Bull. All the teams of the Red Bull project, from Leipzig to Salzburg, from New York to Brazil, are in his hands. On the successive year he appoints a coach of Leipzig, Julian Nagelsmann, a very young coach who had bewitched the whole of Germany. In order to enjoy his trust and freedom in an ambitious and successful project like Red Bull, Ralf Rangnick must be a man who lives on football, with solid principles and clear ideas. He himself says that to be successful you need to have three things, all three absolutely indispensable: capital, concept and competence. Capital because in every project to which he has dedicated it has always had great economic availability, not only for the market but also for having the best training, research and technology structures applied to football. He does not lack the competence as well as the ideas. Ralf has always studied, not only of football, in order to always know better what surrounds him, to never be unprepared. Considering his contribution to German football and the talents discovered over the years, it seems that the others were forced to chase and learn from the Professor. In fact, there are many young players followed by Rangnick who proved to be smart and bought them before they became stars that they are now. In recent years, he revealed players like Sadio Mane, Roberto Firmino, Werner, Haaland, Naby Keita, Upamecano and Dani Olmo, who have transited between Leipzig, Hoffenheim and Salzburg. Such a person like him needs to be able to decide independently, without unnecessary delays and intermediate steps. Actually the results prove him right and make him a very interesting profile, which with its strengths and weaknesses, must be fully supported by the Rossoneri world. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more upcoming videos.